Hey everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot. This is your sneak peek for 2026. Each of the zodiac signs will have their own video. I've set the intentions to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. So I do encourage you to view all 4 of them. If you're not sure what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. I will be doing more in-depth quarterly readings for members of the Time Travelers program. And if you don't know what that is or you'd like to become a member, you can also find more information about that in the description box. Remember, these are general collective readings, not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that don't fully resonate, and if that happens, it's okay. It just means that one message is meant for someone else. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look now at your sneak peek for 2026. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, what is the overall energy for 2026 for the Cancer collective? Overall energy. Make sure that mic is on. Okay. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your overall energy here and now. Card number 32, and at the bottom of the deck you have Milk and Honey, card number 51. I love that. It reminds me of almost like the 10 of Cups. You're at a crossroads of your life. We've got the past leaving, something officially leaving your life, and something new coming in. Card number 32 reduces to 5, so that is change. So you're off to something new. It's like welcome to 2026. This is your future. Like, this is the start now of the rest of your life, is the feeling I'm getting here. Okay. In love, for love and romance, for the Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, what is the overall energy in love? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I think Gemini might have had that also. At the bottom of the deck, you have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. I feel like, I'm going to get into tarot, but right away I feel like you are forgiving someone who's no longer here, someone who left your life, either by force or by choice. And I think you're moving into the future. I think you grow a lot from that relationship, but I don't think it's one that's in your life or will be in your life this year. These are very super specific messages. So for career and finance, for the Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, what do they need to know for career and finance, or career or finance for 2026? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have Buddha, life purpose, more than money, spiritual wealth. Bottom of the deck, you have anchor, money blocks, feeling stuck, but becoming financially sound. Okay. Tell me more about this here. Anchor card could also talk about travel in respect to your job. Okay. We're clarifying here and now. Card number 32. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And Buddha. Life purpose. More than money. Spiritual wealth. Some of you are choosing to become a counselor or to counsel people. Like a counselor. Some of you are becoming healers this year. Okay, tell me more about this here for the Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Death card. You have the Six of Swords. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Four of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Hierophant. At the bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Ten of Swords. I do think there's a connection that at one point existed in your life, or maybe currently is, and it's been kind of shaky for one reason or another. I don't believe that this connection is coming into your future. Maybe this person is in your life presently, here and now. I feel like for most of you, this connection has already passed, but we're going to draw cards for those of you towards the end of the reading, for those of you in a connection or single and looking, etc., etc. But something definitely here is changing. We have the Death card to the Four of Pentacles. Tell me more about that Death card here for Cancer. Why is the death card here? Something is changing. Tell me more about that death card. I'm being told to take them. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Hermit. And we have the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. Can you clarify that? Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. I'm getting so many messages for you. Oh my God. Four of Pentacles, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Swords. I think that's what you're leaving behind. The Emperor and the Strength card. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. So I don't know what happened in a connection here in your life. It doesn't have to be romance related. There's just someone who's been in your life that you either feel like, let's say they passed away. I'm not predicting that. That would have already happened, okay? If this person would have passed away, there could be something here where like you feel isolated, you feel alone, you feel like you lost your person, or you lost your sibling, or you lost your parent. There's a feeling here of loss. There's also a feeling here of feeling like you didn't have enough time with this person. The Seven of Swords to the Five of Pentacles, for someone watching, is almost like, I don't want to say you're smiting God or the universe, but it's like you're a little bit angry that this person left sooner than you thought they would. Like the feeling here is like, I thought we would have had more time, because Pentacles is time. It's not always money. It's your most, precious resources. And for many of us, that is time. So for some of you, where you have already had someone pass away, that feeling of like, I need to officially move on from this connection. For others of you, you had someone in your life that engaged in some type of Seven of Swords behavior. Now, this could be a friend, a family member, a lover. It could be cheating and betrayal, but it could also be like someone who took money from you, right? In that Five of Pentacles energy, or a job that fired you, towards the end of the year during holiday season. I just see whatever that connection is, again, either by force or by choice. Whether this is anger that you didn't have enough time, or anger that they did something to you and forced you to abandon the connection, or they did something and abandoned the connection with you. Either way, I see you overcoming that this year. Some of you are moving into a new connection. Others of you are relocating this year as a result of that other connection ending. So only take those messages how they apply to your particular life's journey at the time of this reading. Either way, I do see you moving forward without someone who is a bit of a staple in your life no longer being there again, whether that's a friend, family member, lover, or a job that you left behind in 2025. It's like, I don't think you're going back to this job if that's what it is for you. So there's relocation on the horizon for you, new partnership, or a new friend group, like a new spiritual friend group. Some of you could be becoming a healer, or you already are. There's definitely a feeling here of overcoming loss and adversity that you experienced in 2025. Love, Six of Swords. We have forgiveness and we have growth. Six of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Six of Swords here? In regards to love for Cancer. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have Justice. We have Seven of Wands. And we have the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. Star to the world. So if this is in regards to love here, although this is just general energy here in this column, so it's really going to trickle throughout the reading. But for those of you where something in regards to romantic partnership resonated, something that I said resonated with you, I think you are healing, and I do think that you're moving forward. I think you're very slow to get back out into the dating world, but once you do, it's like, I don't know, I feel like you let your hair down if you're a woman. If you're a guy, I just think you're feeling it in a good way. I think you go from, I'm not sure if I'm ready, right? This person passed away, my partner passed away kind of feeling. I don't know if I'm ready, but by the time you get to Cancer Leo season, I think you are exploring dating options. Same thing if this is like a relationship that ended for you, like you broke up with your person or they broke up with you. By the time we get to Leo season, Cancer season, I think you're deciding, okay, way more than enough time has passed. I really want to go out there and at least start dating. There's also forgiveness here at play. I think you're forgiving that person. Again, whether they left your life by force or by choice, I think you're choosing to actively forgive because you're like, I'm ready to move forward and I don't want to bring any of that heaviness with me, whether that's resentment towards God for removing them from my life sooner than I anticipated, or because they left me or they forced me to leave them because of some Seven of Swords behavior. I just see you moving forward with great clarity by the time you get to Cancer and Leo season. Knight of Pentacles. If you're currently in a relationship, everything is fine, it did not end or anything like that, then I see travel here for you and your person this year. We have the Lovers, fell out as I said that. The Lovers, the Queen of Wands, and the Fool. I mean, for most of you watching this, will be a new beginning in love with a new love partner. They could be a fire sign. They could be a Cancerian. They could be an Aries. I also have Gemini on the table. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. You could meet this person through work. Page of Cups right behind that. So for most of you watching, there is new love here on the table. Should you choose to pursue it? I mean, you have to do this all in your own time. And again, I'll pull some extra cards for you in love. If you're currently in a relationship, you definitely could go next level here. Like if everything's fine and you haven't had this Three of Swords, maybe this is related to work or friendship or something like that, then there's travel here, possible relocation. There's way more vacation time or downtime with your person, like going to the beach, going to the lake, sightseeing, that kind of thing. So maybe for some of you, you're revitalizing a current relationship, a current romantic partnership. For others of you, this is all new coming in. Okay, let's get to work. Excuse me for coughing. I'm still sick. Although I've been feeling a lot better. I just can't get rid of this darn cough now. It's been like 3 or 4 days now with the cough. I know someone who had it for a month. I'm not COVID positive, so it's not COVID. It's not the flu. It's just a nasty cough that won't go away. Six of Wands in terms of work. Six of Wands. Why is the Six of Wands here? Some of you are going to volunteer this year working for horses or some kind of farm. Only take that if that resonates for you. That could be very healing for you to do that as well. Okay, one more shuffle. It could even be like a shelter, like a pet shelter, animal shelter. We have Judgment, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Cups. Employment looks fantastic. If you're volunteering, I think you'll be very happy. If you're looking for a job, you have a new job opportunity here. Tell me about the Hierophant. One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're already a business owner, there's a new opportunity coming. We'll explore this in a minute. Two of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. This is amazing. I mean, in terms of a career and finance reading, this is, let's say you're currently at a job and it's okay, right? You get paid well, Nine of Pentacles, you can definitely take care of yourself, whether you are employed by someone else or you're self-employed. There's something like my finances are doing well. Yeah, you might make the judgment call here to want to volunteer. This could be through a community organization and that Ten of Cups. I keep getting animal or pets or something like that. So you could find yourself this year feeling called to do that. And I think that would be very, very nurturing for you. I think that would help you heal a lot, especially for those of you where you're still healing from this. So that might be something you want to do in the earlier part of the year, so you're a bit more healed for when you meet this new person. So that definitely could help with your healing. If you're a business owner, this is beautiful. This is balanced finances. There could be some months that your income's a little bit higher and other months are lower. It's like there's a seasonal fluctuation, but overall, money looks good for you in the Nine of Pentacles energy. We have the Tower. We have the Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords. If you're considering leaving your place of employment, I just caution you to find another job because if you abruptly quit, let's say in June, you might not find another job until August. And I don't know if you can personally afford to go 2 months without income. So there's something like that. Just be mindful you don't abruptly quit a job until you have that Page of Pentacles, that new opportunity there on the table for you. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles for business owners. Because if you're a business owner, and like I said, there's some seasonal fluctuations, but overall it's good. You have an opportunity here to do something. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles for business owners. The Ten of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, Five of Wands, and Three of Pentacles. Your workload might become too heavy. if you own your own business, you might actually need to seek out a Page of Pentacles, meaning you might have to bid out some work. And I'll use myself as an example. Right now, I'm a one-woman production here, right? I meditate, I cleanse my decks, I record the videos, I put that little fade in, fade out, I pop them up on, I upload them onto YouTube. You know, I do all of that myself, and then I have to market and kind of advertise them out on Facebook and X and et cetera, and I do all that myself. So if you are a self-proprietor, you're, you know, your own business owner, there could be something like it becomes very overwhelming for you to do everything. And so in that respect, yeah, you might turn here and collaborate with someone. There's someone here that would help you. It does look like you'll be paying them. Page of Pentacles, it's small. This could even be like you're your own business owner. You're so heavily invested in this new business, or because some of you are opening up a business. I'm going to pull separate cards for all of you. But the feeling here is like, if you're launching your own business this year, or you're currently entering the year with one, you could become so overwhelmed with work that you fall behind on house duties. So there could be something here like you're hiring someone to clean up your house or cut your grass or something like that, because you're like, I just can't get out there and the grass is 10 feet tall. So that's the feeling, because I don't think you're going to be able to juggle a lot of things this year, because finances look great. It looks like you're working a lot more. You're definitely producing a lot of money, but you might have to hire someone to help you, either with your own business or, like I said, with some type of like household chores, especially if you're launching your own business this year. I'm going to pull up some of these cards. I want to clarify what's going on here, and then I'll pull you individual cards for love and romance, as well as career and finance. Pretty good reading, except I feel a lot of sadness. If I'm sighing a lot, first of all, if you can hear me heavy breathing, it's the cold. It's like it's, I don't know, in my lungs or something. So I apologize for that. Too, if you can hear me sighing, I could feel the sadness of your past. Like it's heavy on me. And I've been feeling it for probably the last 4 months for you. So I don't know what you've been going through, but it was very heavy for the collective the last 4 months. Okay. First I want to clarify the High Priestess, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. This is either you understanding why a relationship ended, or why that person passed away, or something. There's a feeling here of, now I understand. Man, you're going to make me cry, Cancer. Let me get some cards out on the table. High Priestess to the Six of Cups to the Ten of Swords. Clarify this, please, for the Cancerian collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Knight of Cups, you have the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Again, whether this person passed away, you broke up with them, they broke up with you. I think what you're not seeing, you have a new love partner here. So if you're single, because a connection has ended by force or by choice, what you're not seeing is new partnership here this year. Let me get timing for you. Not every card in tarot is timing, but let's see what we get. Can I get timing for when Cancer meets this new person? Remember, in order to meet someone new, you'll need to make yourself vulnerable. Like either get out into the world to meet someone, or get on some quality dating apps. Tell me about timing here for when Cancer will meet this new person. Timing for when they will meet this new person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Nine of Cups, the 9th month of the year. So we're looking at September. Nine of Cups, and then we've got the Ace of Cups. So if this is love for you, because you've had a love connection close out, then this is a new love partnership coming in September of 2026. So take your time and heal from whatever this was. There's no rush here. Maybe you want to focus on your finances, or for those of you considering relocation, that might be something you want to do. So yeah, if you're wondering where the new love partner is, or will you have one, you will have one. Again, it's up to you to, one, be vulnerable, two, to entertain, you know, getting to know this person and dating them. But there is love here on the horizon for you in 2026, in case you were wondering. For others of you, this is just a new soulmate. Like, let's say you're good with your person and you guys are going to travel and do all of those fun things that came out in the reading. Maybe you have a friendship here ending this year, but it looks like there's then another friend coming in. So regardless of how those messages pertain to your individual story, you have a new soulmate entering your life in the month of September, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic in nature. Okay, I want to get some cards for you, for those of you where you are single in 2026. You're single. What do they need to know about the new person coming in? For the Cancerians who are single. One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're single, we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Tower. There's that September card, Nine of Cups. If you're single, it looks like you're meeting someone in September. This is almost like when you're not looking. This is when you're not looking. This could be when you're on vacation or you're resting. I'm getting weekend vibes here. So it's possible one of the weekends in September is when you're meeting this person. Anything else they need to know about this person? They could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Live by the water. They could also be a Scorpio. Anything else they need to know about this new romantic partner? Again, it's only for those of you looking for a new romantic partner. I'll pull cards for those of you who you're not. Okay. New romantic partner. One more shuffle. Thank you. New romantic partner. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. There's a feeling here where you're moving very slowly. Part of you wants to move very quickly in the connection, and part of you is still a little, there's still a little resistance here. Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. It's like emotionally heavy for you. Now, if you had someone pass away, this could be the feeling of guilt. We have the Eight of Swords here, and we have the Fool card. So there's a lot of worry here about, like, am I ready to start this new relationship? What will friends and family say? Have I waited long enough? You know, if you had kids with this person, again, saying they passed away, then it's like, the feeling I get here is like, how will the community feel about it? So maybe you're concerned about your neighbors and, you know, employees and coworkers and friends and family and kids and something like that. So there's a feeling here of, I don't know if I'm ready. But, I mean, do you want to move forward? Like, if this was just solely up to you, yes. You seem to be carrying on a burden of what will everyone else say when you share this information. For those of you where your person did not pass away, there's still the feeling here of, I'm not sure if I'm ready to trust again, like to trust love again. I still think you're going to go ahead and do it. I have the King of Cups and I have the Nine of Pentacles. This person is as single as they come. So if you're worried about third party or they're married or there's complexities with an ex, I don't energetically see that or feel that. For those of you who are currently in a connection, things are going well. It looks like you could be planning travel, a cruise, going boating, relocation closer to the water. There's a plan here. Camping, if that's your thing. Lots of camping activities. Okay. I'm not a camper, so I don't know anything about that stuff. But if that's your thing, God bless. Have a lot of fun. Yeah, this could be a lot of camping. Okay. For the Cancerians currently in a relationship, it's doing well. What do they need to know about the Six of Swords? Currently in a romantic partnership for 2026. What do they need to know? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Our relationship goes well. There's still a lot of travel here involved. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. The relationship is growing. It's balanced. There might be some issues that come up and you're really not quite sure how to handle them, but it looks like at the end of the day, whatever mishaps occur, apology kind of steps in on your part or the part of your person. This looks sweet. This also looks like two people communicating to maybe bring back a little bit of romance into a relationship. Maybe that's why I'm sensing more travel and cruises and camping, like spending more time together. So if you're currently in a relationship, everything's going well. I do think there's a lot more growth in your relationship this year. Yeah, Justice, Sun card, it's becoming more balanced. Even on the hard days, there's apologies. There's still a lot of travel here, or just getting out into nature and doing stuff together, road trips, those types of things. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. This is a lot of planning. What is that all about for the Cancers currently in a relationship? One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Knight of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Four of Cups. There's something here about I'm just going to be honest with you. There's a feeling here for those of you who've been in long-term committed partnerships. Maybe it's not as spicy as it used to be. I feel like there's growth in the connection and, for lack of a better term, no pun intended, some injection of intimacy. I know it sounds terrible, but that's what I'm getting with the Knight of Wands to the Nine of Pentacles to the Eight of Swords. One of you is worried about the connection, like it's growing too stale. We're not doing enough things together. We're starting to live like roommates or something like that, because the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, not very complimentary in a love reading. So with that Knight of Cups, it's almost like, let's get back to the beginning when we were single. There's very much a feeling of like, let's start dating one another again. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, the Four of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups. So for a lot of you, that's the truth. Ace of Swords. If you have had a relationship, and it's good, but like I said, look, sometimes life gets carried away. We have children, we're tending to other responsibilities. Maybe one of you is a business owner. So there is definitely a feeling here of, like I said, re-injecting some spark or passion back into the relationship. This is very much feeling a little, let's go back to the beginning when we were single. So it looks like both of you will be courting one another in an effort to help grow the relationship. Okay, let's get into career and finance. I have to be careful I don't get demonetized. This is how I put food on the table and keep the lights on, and YouTube will be quick to pull things, I've noticed. Okay. For those of you currently looking for employment, there definitely is success here. The Hierophant of Career and Finance reading is the corporation or entity that you're applying for, or organization. And then the Six of Wands tells me you're successful. So if you're looking for a job, it looks like you are finding a job. It's anchored, it's stable. So if you feel stuck right now, I can't find a job, you are finding a job in 2026. Tell me more about, for the Cancerians looking for a job in 2026, what do they need to know? One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, there's your new job opportunity. Justice and the Ace of Swords. That's nice. So if you've lost your job, Three of Swords, oh my God, you have three of the four aces here. So if Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, you have Justice and you have Three of Swords. So if you're starting off the new year without a job, I do think that you have a new job opportunity coming in. For those of you, if you by chance lose your job in 2026, you might feel very overwhelmed at the moment. Just know that you have at least 3 job opportunities as soon as you put yourself out there, okay? And these are like established companies or established corporations. So it's easy, for me as a reader here to tell you, well, if you lose your job this year, don't panic. But the feeling is like within no time, you receive 3 solid job opportunities. So the choice will be yours, which one you want to take. For those of you who are currently in, you have a job, you're not looking for one, you don't expect to quit your job this week, what do they need to know? For the Cancerians that are currently employed, everything's going well. Do they need to know anything? One more shuffle. Thank you. Do you need to know anything? Five of Wands, the Sun, and the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. There might be either like a promotion or some type of advancement that is made available. Either you apply for it or there's several people competing for it. It looks like you get it, but other people around you are not happy that you received the promotion or something like that. So I would be mindful at work what you tell people, especially if you're applying for like an opening within the company or something like that, because this is like, yeah, this is like you're surrounded by people competing for the same job. I would also be mindful of coworkers that may sabotage you. Anything else they need to know about that? I don't like that feeling. You might have people trying to sabotage you at work or, like I said, compete with you for a position. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Anything else you need to know about that? Three of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. I would be mindful that not everyone at your place of employment is happy when you receive raises or accolades or promotions or any type of advancement. You have at least one person who's either substantially younger than you or very immature in the way they behave. This is like pouty face. If you were to get a raise or, like I said, a promotion or some type of advancement, or even just an accolade, like your boss takes you out to lunch. This is not happy for your happy. So you have a little bit of a saboteur type of energy here at work. Just be mindful of that in 2026. And again, any big wins or something like that, I'm not telling you not to be proud of them, but if you know who this person is, you may want to minimize what you tell them. For the Cancerians who are business owners, again, I see success here. 6 of Wands to the Hierophant. You may need to hire someone. You may get to a point where you feel stuck and you have no choice but to hire someone. And that might be the best financially sound decision you can make for yourself in order to have your business expand. I'm getting travel. Some of you are self-employed or business owners, you travel. I do see increased travel for you. Anything else for self-employed? One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're self-employed, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and the Lovers. That's what I'm talking about. 4 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. This is like working 8 days a week when there are only 7 days in a week. It could actually, you could start feeling fatigue. You could find yourself getting sick more, just feeling like emotional lack. You don't have enough time to, like I said, do your yard work, take care of your house, spend time with family. So some of you, in the interest of keeping things balanced between being a business owner and your own personal life or your family life, that 3 of Cups, the Lover, some of you may make the choice to hire someone this year because there's like emotional drag here. It's like you can't do it all. And even if you already have 1 or 2 employees, you may need to bring on an additional person. For those of you considering opening up your own business, some of you are doing something with counseling or writing a book or something like that where it helps to heal people. You feel like that's your divine path or your divine calling. Three cards for the Cancer Collective considering opening up a business this year. What do they need to know? Anything they need to know if they're considering opening up a business this year. One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're considering opening up a business, Justice, 7 of Swords, and the Star card. Be careful of burnout. Judgment, 9 of Wands, and the Fool. Make sure that you're prepared. Like you really understand what it takes to write your own book or launch your own business or whatever it is here that you're doing in terms of pursuing, because you could sabotage this dream or wish or goal you have in respect to taking the leap of faith and becoming an entrepreneur or becoming self-employed. That 9 of Wands tells me you're going to be exhausted. So just make sure that you have a really good schedule. 8 of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Chariot. Some of you are going to want to see very quick success. And there's a feeling here of fatigue and burnout. And I get that. I've gone through that since I opened this channel in April of 2024. So I totally get it. Be very mindful of that. This has the potential to be really effing amazing for you if you're opening up your own business or doing something like that. Don't sabotage it because you're too quick to look for overnight success. And I'll tell you a little bit about my story real quick. I don't want to take too much of your time. We're already at the 32-minute mark. When I launched this channel on April 6, 2024, I think my birthday is June 3rd. On my birthday on June 3rd, I checked the YouTube app on my phone to see how much money I had made. And to date, I had made $6.03. That's in 2 months of it being open. I also took it as a sign. My birthday's June 3rd, and in the account was $6.03. And I thought, I'm going to take this as an omen that this is going places. YouTube will cut you a check once you hit $100. I did not receive my first check until August 22nd. So remember, I started April 6th. So I needed to have some money in reserves, which I had, thank God, but I also used credit cards. I went into debt for that, 5 months or whatever, 4 months, waiting for the first check to come in, which wasn't all that much. It was only a couple $100, okay? And it has built up since then, thank God. But some of you I would just make sure you have some money in reserves, or like I said, credit cards. I'm not telling you to go into debt, but sometimes that's what you're going to need to live on for a couple of months. So that twofold message here is like, don't work too much. Don't burn yourself out. And, you know, because then you're going to get fed up and be like, you know what, I shouldn't have did this, and I'm just going to find a 9-to-5 job or whatever. It might make you like sabotage this dream, because you're just going to exhaust yourself. And for others of you, you're going to need to have some money in reserve, or some source of income of some kind while the money comes in, because you might walk away from this. 5 of Swords to the Devil to the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you have the opportunity to launch the business, but if you're looking for overnight success, it's not there. You're going to burn yourself out trying to work more. You might actually give up on this dream. So yeah, make sure you don't burn yourself out, and also make sure you have some kind of credit or accessible income that you can borrow from or use or something like that until you actually start receiving money. Anything else they need to know about opening up a new business? Anything else they need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Anything else you need to know? 7 of Pentacles. If you're launching your own business, it's going to take time for you to make money. Queen of Swords, you need to understand that. It's not overnight success. And then you have the 2 of Cups and you have the 8 of Swords. This might be something like, let's say you're married or you're partnered. Make sure that the other person involved, for those of you where you have another person involved, make sure they know that, hey, I'm starting this business, you know, I want to be successful, but just make sure that they're not blindsided. And even like if you have roommates, you want to let them know ahead of time, I have X amount in reserve, or I have very little in reserve. I'm hoping to start making some income. I just feel like for some of you, you have a partner, another person here. Maybe you know, they rely on you or you rely on them. It could even be your kids, for those of you who are parents. There's just something here of like, your decision to launch this business affects someone else. That's only for those of you that actually like resonates. They may need to know ahead of time, either to watch their spending or not to expect much, you know what I mean? Or the roommate's going to expect that maybe they're going to have to cover your portion of the electricity bill or the rent. This is everything that needs to be discussed ahead of time. The money will come, and it will be steady. It'll be consistent. You're definitely on the right path, but it might be a little slow in the beginning. Don't burn yourself out thinking the more I work, the sooner I'll make money. That's not the answer. Okay, I think that's all of your messages. We're going to get some cards now from the Infinity Oracle deck. There'll be more in-depth messages in the quarterly readings that I do for members of the Time Travelers program. And if you don't know what that is, there's information in the description box of this video. Okay, let's get 3 cards, please, from the Infinity Oracle deck for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Anything else they need to know for 2026? That was heavy. For those of you where you lost someone, like they passed away, my sympathies are with you. That's heavy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Even if you broke up with them, I think I just heard a bastard. I don't know. No matter how much of a bastard they were to you, I think a party is always going to love them. And maybe that's another thing where like the forgiveness, we've got forgiveness and peace. I think you're finding forgiveness and peace this year after a loss, again, whether it was by force or by choice. You have life-changing decisions. I see you doing that. Like I said, some of you relocating, some of you entering a new relationship. For others of you, you're going to try to rekindle the connection you're currently in. And then if this is business related for you, yeah, huge life-changing decision. You then have counsel and therapy. I'm telling you, some of you are going, you either already are counselors or spiritual advisors, or maybe you're tarot readers or therapists or something like that, or that's what you're getting into, or the product or service you provide. For those of you, even if you work for someone else, what you do helps the collective in some way. Oh, I love these messages for you. New friendship. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you have self-worth. I think your self-worth is definitely improving in 2026, and you have a new soulmate here. Whether if you want to claim it as love, you can. If you just want to claim it as a platonic, like, you know, your ride or die kind of friend, then call it in. But you definitely have a new soulmate on path, and it looks like they're entering your life in the month of September. That is what I have for you, Cancer. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do this. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.